Welcome back to Meet the Industry. My name is Jocelyn. Today I'm sitting with the Bay Area's finest, IAMSU.
What up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm super excited to be talking to you because when I heard about this opportunity, I was like, hell yes, I want to talk to him. Like I love it because, first of all, I want to thank you because I feel like you're the new Bay Area rappers. Like they're really bridging the gap between LA and the Bay.
Yeah.
Because I remember my cousin's from Richmond, or was from Richmond. Mm-hmm. And when she would come out here, I was like 10 years old. She's like, do you know who Mac Dre is? And I'm like, I know who Dr. Dre is. Like, I had no idea. And I feel like younger people now, like, they know who, like, Bay Area artists are in LA. Like, I love that.
When we were growing up, it was like a whole nother world.
It was.
Between LA and the Bay. Like, when we came down for grad night, that was, like, my first time interacting with, like, LA people. And they was making fun of us wearing Vans and all type of stuff.
It's crazy because even radio was super different, or was. Because I remember I went out there and I put the radio on and I was like, what is this? Like, I have no idea what this is. But it was, and you didn't really hear like Bay Area music in
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so you was out there what time?
I'm 29. I'm
about to turn 28 in November.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what's it called? I think when you was out there, that was like E40, Sprinkle Me. And
Keep the Sneak.
Keep the Sneak.
Yeah. I think that was around that time. Yeah.
Keep it on the real. That's that 3 times crazy and all that type of stuff.
There was this other one that my cousin, I didn't understand it at all. I was like, oh my God, this is so foreign to me. Because I'm like, Dr. Dre, Snoop and all that. That's what I grew up listening to. Tupac.
You know, Snoop's my favorite rapper.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. And you know what? He has that calming spirit like you do.
Yeah, he's a great person. We got a song we put out earlier this year called Addy, and it was just like a dream come true.
I know. It's crazy because I saw some of your older interviews and you're like, I want to work with Snoop. Yeah. And then like, man. So what was that like?
Really, it was my mom's idea. This is my mom right here.
Yes, I've seen the Queen many times. I love that.
She told me, she just told me hit him up on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, but I had met him a couple times.
Uh-huh.
But it was just like hit him on Instagram and just tell him get on the song. And he hit me right back and did it.
What was that like? Were you guys working together in the studio or like did you?
Nah, I was in Atlanta when I sent it to him. And he knocked it out in the studio and sent it right back to me.
Man.
Yeah. So
I love Snoop. He's like so like calming. Like he's like the thug and all that, but he's not. He's so calm. Yeah, he's amazing.
Definitely the GOAT.
Yeah. Did you always have in mind like I'm gonna hit Snoop, or your mom just do it?
For that particular song, that was my mom's idea, but I would always rap like Snoop on songs. Like if I had a song, I would just pretend to be Snoop sometimes and rap like Snoop. So it was just like it was bound to happen. I feel like that was God that put that together. That was definitely a bucket list thing for me, like make a song with Snoop.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing. Like how do you top that? You know?
Yeah.
But get Tupac. Let's find him.
It's really just Tupac after
right?
that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Especially like, so I worked with all the legends.
That's
from
crazy.
California, like E40, Too Short, and
E40 is
DJ Quick and.
You worked with DJ Quick?
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was fire. Fire.
I always say I'm like, you need to watch DJ Quick perform. Like he loves music.
A genuine love for music.
Yeah, I love that.
That's refreshing.
What's the biggest misconception of being like an indie artist?
I don't know if there's any misconceptions, but I think people might not see you as being that successful when you're independent, when you're not on the same platforms as other people.
Right.
But what I plan to do with my career is definitely bridge that gap. Like I want to be that independent artist that's on the VMAs or at the BET Awards and on the Billboard charts and stuff like that. And I think it's just a process. Like this really the second year of running the company and just becoming familiar with doing that. Like I was a pure artist the first 6 years of my career. That's so great. To be doing it on my own is like just learning now.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand like it takes huge teams to push one artist.
Yeah, I got a team. I got somebody that runs my website. Shouts out to Garrick. I work with like really dope photographers. Shouts out Cheeto and Shane. Yeah. My DJ is real involved with my process. My engineer. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But you have like your selective few. You know, I love that because it's very like everyone truly cares about you and it's not just, you're not a dollar sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's not just a dollar sign. And then just outside of that, just all my bros, like the whole HBK gang, we bounce ideas off of each other, and I think that's like the bigger team outside of the nucleus. I think that's the bigger team. You know what I mean? So we push each other.
And I want to kind of take it back So you were going to school for communication?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, and tell me, like, when you decided, like, okay, I'm gonna just drop out of school and pursue music. Like, what was happening?
It didn't
before
work
that?
like that.
No,
Like,
okay.
It wasn't like as fairy tale as that. It was basically like I started taking online classes. It was getting cracking for me at school, and I was always going. I started taking online classes, but then I wasn't checking my portal and really doing my work like that. So I got Fs, and then I got on academic probation, and then that's when I stopped going to school.
Oh, okay. But were you like, damn, like, what am I doing, or like, what happened during that time?
I was making money at that time.
So you're like, I know what I'm doing.
So I didn't want to even. When it was time for me to transfer, I wasn't even really trying to do it. I felt like I could have just started going in because I was performing at like little clubs around and earning and then selling beats, selling verses, doing all this type of stuff. And my mom would tell you like I put money in her drawer every day. Like I would put some money in, boom, 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 and then I started getting on a bigger level, and then the money got bigger. And then I started getting hella popular at my school. Like, so I did a couple concerts at Cal State East Bay. The first one went well. The second one, it was too many people, and the police came and said it was going to be a riot, and I couldn't perform.
Oh, wow.
And this is like at a school I was attending. You feel me?
Oh,
so that was
God.
crazy. And then after that, I came back and then performed at the amphitheater with me and Lupe Fiasco. And then earlier this year, I came back again, and it was probably like 9,000, 10,000 people.
It's like full circle moments. What was that like? Like to be there for a whole different reason. What was that like?
It was fire.
Yeah.
It was fire. They was really proud. They was proud of me. But when I'd be in class, I would be super bored. I'd be asleep. I didn't really have friends on campus. I had one friend, my boy Armand. Yeah, that was it.
You're like the quiet one, but you were there for a while. Like
I was there for like a year and a half.
Okay, yeah.
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
But yeah, not a lot of my friends went to Cal State East Bay. A lot of them came down here and went to Northridge or went to SF State or something. So that was really just a commuter school. I'd get my Jamba Juice, I'd go to class, and then
you had your little routine.
I had my little routine, yeah.
And then you would still obviously make room for music all the time.
Yeah, I just wouldn't sleep. That's really what was going on.
What was that moment though? Like, because I feel like there's one moment that like you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a rapper. I am a rapper. Like, what was that for you?
So that was like 7th grade or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you like? How did that come about?
Me and my friend Push Pender. It was just he records me now. He's also a talented artist, but he records me, and that was like my first best friend, and he was just like, bro, we're gonna be rappers. Like, we was hella nerdy, like, you know what I mean? We wasn't like, but it was whatever. So he could always hella rap. He could hella freestyle, and I was kind of scared to really go in. Like I always knew I could rap, but when it was time to really go in, I hear people rapping in school, and I'd be like, man, I could rap just as good as them, but I'd be scared to rap. Once I finally started rapping, everybody seen what I could do.
And they're like, okay.
And it was on after that.
Okay.
It was shutting everything down. Like,
did your mom always know about like this dream of yours?
She always knew I wanted to do music. Like, she'll probably tell you better than me. She got a bunch of stories she liked to tell about me.
So did you always know that he like this is what he wanted to do, and what did you feel about that?
Okay, he was always extremely talented. I was one of those mamas that's always looking for the gift in the kid. What's their gift? What are they gonna do? Because I taught for years. So I was already observing him, like, what does he do? What can he do? But he started playing, like making the drums. So I got him some drums. Started off with the Toys R Us, like,
I love that.
but good level drums. And he would work those, and people couldn't believe it. They thought it was an adult playing. They were like, is that your husband playing? I'm like, no, that's Sudan. He's in there playing.
No big deal.
No big deal. And then we got him a real set of drums. So that's where I first saw it, on the drums.
Oh my God. How old was he?
2, 3.
I'm thinking like 7, 10.
No,
Oh
2, 3.
gosh.
2 or 3 years old. I mean, and playing. I need him to play again. Now he's kind of rebelling against it.
I'm not rebelling.
You need to listen to Mama.
Yes,
I'm
and
not
then,
rebelling again.
yes, and then the second thing I saw is that he could dance. That's why I love when he dances on stage. I thought, okay, he can dance.
You need you to teach me some moves.
I got you.
So I got him some tap dance shoes, and he
Oh
could
my
tap, just naturally work it out. He used to hate me to tell this story, but he could
Extremely
tap,
rare
dance.
fun
3
fact.
years old,
Yeah.
working it. So then he started making beats. We got you. I don't know. You just started making beats. We got you.
I went to youth radio, that's why. But
Yeah,
then you got
youth
me the
radio.
keyboard.
Yes, and then he started making beats. So I'm just looking, but producing off the chain. I was like, oh my God, this boy can make some music.
Oh my God.
So then he came to my school where I taught, and he was going to perform. I'm like, you're performing? Always thought he would be behind the scene.
Oh,
so I said, okay, let me see what this boy has. So I just sat back at the back of the cafeteria, put my legs up on the chair, and I was like, okay, let me see what he's going to do. Seconds, I was like, okay, he got it. He jumped off the stage, started getting real hyped. I'm like, okay, he can perform.
Oh my God.
He's got it. And then that's what he's been doing.
I feel like, okay, you're an extreme rare. I feel like usually it's kind of hard for parents to like to cultivate that talent. So what would you say to mothers out there that sees that talent in their kids?
Music talent or any talent?
Any talent, but in the creative field.
In the creative, I think I'm an exception because I went to school and I'm a dance major.
Oh.
So I have the whole artistic background.
Okay.
I went to Cal State Long Beach.
Okay.
And then my dad played in a band and he in college. So music was always there, but my dad ended up being a chemist. That's key to know that. He switched. And by the way, I'm going to have to just do a shout out for my daddy because he co-discovered elements 104 and 105 on the periodical chart.
Oh my God. I know, but I'm like, can I get it?
Yeah, and I got to shout out my mom too because she was she did a lot of speeches and spoke a lot. So I feel like that all just kind of
trickled down.
And then they were very aware of what our talents were, and they encouraged me to dance. Whose parents lets you go major in dance?
Yeah.
So it was already there.
Okay.
And that's why. But I would say to parents that I feel like all people have a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes some people are fortunate enough to have their gift flourish, depending on their circumstances in life. And to look for those gifts because they're there. You can see them in your kids or in people, and look for their own gifts because a lot of parents haven't had an opportunity to even express theirs, whatever it is. And I would also say, don't elevate the gifts that are in the entertainment industry. Sometimes things are out of balance. Like if your child is a good teacher, that's just as instrumental as being a good rapper or anything else. They're all equally as important.
Right, because I feel like a lot of times it's just like, oh, you're just this or that.
Yeah, you can do multiple things.
And now that I have you here, I feel like my mom is always giving me advice when I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I feel like everyone has that, especially in the creative field. What would you tell IAMSU? Like when he's like, Mom, like I'm really stressed out. Like what kind of advice would you give him?
Let me see if he knows.
Keep it lit too, Mom. What
do you think I would say? I want to know what he thinks I would say. I'm always that person.
Oh, I had to get it back to get that card. Yeah.
Well, I'll just say my advice to him. I always said, pray. Okay. Keep God first. Be still, be calm. And that's everybody. Pray. Yeah. Keep that balance. That's what you probably see in him.
I was going to say something completely different.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, you sound like a bitch. Stop sounding like a bitch.
You know what? After I say pray, I don't know if I use the B word. After I say pray, I love it.
We just going to come clean on
No, I'm very hard on him when he starts wallering into that woe and me. I don't play that woe and me. Get up.
You need that.
And that's whatever you're doing. Get up. You're going to get knocked down. Get back up. And if every time you get knocked down, you stay down, you may as well stay down.
That's true.
Because somebody's going to knock you down. Try to anyway. But I am a tough love mom, and I've been a tough love mom from day one.
I love that.
Like I've canceled Christmas on him 2 times based on grades. I'm like, cancel Christmas. So I'm that tough love mom.
Okay.
But he knows I love him. And he's the kid, once you check him, or the man, because he's a man now, then he recognizes it and comes back. Even when he was a little boy, if I chastise him, and I wasn't used to kids doing this, then he wants to come get loved on. Like, you know, he feels bad. But so that's kind of still there in different elements. But tough love, but love.
And pray.
And
pray, and then the other one.
And check them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
feel like
you
got no option but to do it. I could never, ever give up.
Right. Yeah, I feel like even though there's moments where you're like, oh my God, it's so hard, but you've already invested so much. You know what I mean?
Giving up is just not an option.
Yeah. I love that. But you know what? I feel like that's dope that you have this background, like, you know, your grandparents and your mom. Like, absolutely. I love that. I feel like that shows.
And that's why me turning to do music was like, my family wanted me to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if I did music after. But for me to not finish school and do music was like, I got to do this shit 150%. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm so serious about it.
But I saw this interview where you did say there was like a kind of like a dark time, or like a short period where you kind of wanted to quit music.
Yeah, it was. But it was just a lot of stuff going on. You know, like I'm not gonna get all deep into it.
No. But
like some little industry politics, whatever.
Of course.
And then we had some like little family member stuff that was going on. I lost we lost my grandmother, her mom, and then my uncle. So that was kind of rough. And then but that really just showed me what I was made of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And I bring that up mostly because everyone goes through something like that. You know what I mean? Especially people listening to you. Like, you know, everybody goes through things every day. So I kind of want to know, like, how would you tell someone in that situation, like, to get out of that dark place?
Yeah, you just gotta go through it. And I found myself like not wanting to create music. I was just like super weird, but it was just, I just always saw a light at the end of the tunnel, and I just feel like it was just preparing me for something greater, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like I'm at right now. I'm just I'm free now, and I feel it. Like
that. I'm sure you worked on yourself so much, because I feel like, and then I saw one of your tweets and I'm like, yes, like he gets it. Like how you have to be healthy, like physically, mentally, and spiritually. Like,
yeah, I always just want to work on myself the best way I can.
How do you work on yourself?
I drink water, and I like watch a lot of videos that talk about like self-improvement, you know what I mean? And I listen to, like, not to sound like I'm a super flower child or whatever.
No, I do the same,
my vibe,
but I'm a hippie.
I've been like doing different things, and I just take some time to really think. Like, we was in Barbados, and I was just sitting on the I would sit on the porch in the morning and just look at the water, look at the trees, and just think, like, what do I want? Yeah. Like, out of all of this, at the end, what do I want?
Was that hard to come up with?
Nah, it wasn't. I want to be a legend, number one, and I want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I was coming with. Like, and I just got hella inspired. Like over the last year, like I don't write none of my raps down, and I make like 5 or 6 songs in a day when I record. Like,
you push out a lot of music.
Yeah.
Quality music, not just like it's quality music.
Thank you. So I'm just like more focused.
What do you do to stay happy every day? Because I feel like people think that happiness comes just with your success, like, and that's not true. It's kind of like a part. Like, you need to be happy.
I like to laugh. I like to be around my friends. I like to buy sneakers. That's like one of my top things.
Interesting.
Yeah,
because I know you're good at saving money.
Yeah, I feel like I'm okay.
I've seen.
But I like that. I like my number one thing I do. Like my number one hobby. I like to buy shoes. That's like one thing. Okay. And then other than that, I like to travel and I like to eat.
Okay.
I definitely like to eat a lot.
What, you have this thing with tweets where you like tweet when you drink water, like the exact moment. I'm like, is this an inside joke? Like, is he really drinking water?
It is though. Okay. It is though. Me and my boy Shane, he was just like start putting a timestamp on your little random activities.
I was like,
because people could really like put it in perspective and really think about what you're doing at that moment. Like that's what people want to know.
Okay.
So if I say I'm drinking like infused water at like 7:49 p.m. or something, like
yeah, I saw that.
That's
I was
really
like,
what I'm doing at that exact time.
I'm like, is this an inside or does he mean something else?
It's an inside. My whole life is like a big inside joke, so we just be hella like everything be something.
I love that. But you were talking about the importance of self-confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me, especially like in this industry, I feel like most rappers come off as like cocky and all this, but I feel like it's fake cocky.
Yeah, it is.
So tell me the importance of that and like why you talk about it.
I mean, really, it's just like everybody, it's always going to be somebody that has more of what you desire. Right. You know what I mean? You can't let that shake you from being you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I might see Quavo right now walking with a zillion chains. I'm like, dang, why don't I have a million chains on her? Why am I still riding in this car and this? But that kind of stuff don't matter. Like, you feel me? No gift is too small in the eyes of God. Like, everything is what it's supposed to be. So, like, that's what helped me. Like, I just was like, stop worrying about shit like that.
But there was a point.
At the end of the day, I'm still a man. You know what I mean? Whether I hop off a bike or if I don't got no shoes on, I'm still the same Sue. So
with the same amount of talent.
Like, I feel like the way I think I could lose it all today, and I'll get it back.
That's true, and it's so crazy how so quickly you can lose things, like material things.
Absolutely, and it don't got no value. But like my heart, you know what I mean? They can't take that away from me. Like.
I've been in the game, I pay my dues. When I'm in my bag, I cannot lose. Get it where start is where you end up. I got in position, then I brought my friends up.
You know the saying, like, nothing great comes from the comfort zone. So when did you have to be uncomfortable for success?
My first time I went to New York, I was hella terrified. Like, I went to another country. It was just so far and so foreign. So that was my number one thing, and I didn't know nobody.
When did you go, or for what?
It was to go on 106 and Park with E40 and Problem and YG. And it was me and YG first time being on TV.
Oh, okay.
And I remember we prayed before we went on stage. YG was like, I'm hella nervous, blood, like blood, like, so bro, like, how we supposed to do this, blood?
Is that how he talks?
Yeah. I was just like, bro, let's pray, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hella nervous too. I'm like, bro, let's pray, bro.
That's crazy.
So we just prayed real quick. We went out there and did it, and it was popping. But then the whole scenario had worked out. 40 and all of them all went separate ways. My manager at the time, he dipped back somewhere. YG went somewhere. I'm in New York by myself, and it was the day my mixtape Kilt 1 came out. So it was like 2012 or something. So I've never caught a cab. I had to get on Twitter and was like, how do I catch a cab?
Oh my god.
Because they wouldn't stop for me.
Yeah, they're brutal.
Yeah, especially if you
No
black.
offense,
Especially if you black, they're not stopping for you. So I'm just like trying to flag a taxi down, and it's going, and I ended up walking hella far. And then the dude tweeted back, he was like, just open the door when it stops and get in.
Oh my god.
And I did that. And from that point forward, I was catching cabs in New York.
And that's really how you do it?
Open that door when it stopped and get in.
Oh
if it
my
ain't nobody
God.
in there.
They're like, that's not a cab, but okay.
It worked for me. But yeah, so I did that, and then I just came back to Cali. Like, the whole thing, it opened my mind up.
You have so much music coming out.
Yeah, I'm working on my 4th project right now.
Wow.
For the year.
Are you always writing music and recording and all that?
Oh, yeah, literally. I'm always thinking, like, I get not necessarily distracted, but if I'm not listening, I'm probably thinking of some music.
Do you feel like if you take a little break, like it's gonna be hard to jump back on the writing? Or?
Nah, cause I did this before, so it was like a period of time, like right after Up, actually, when I was really trying to separate myself from that sound and all that kind of stuff, just show what I could do. And I was putting out a song every day, every single day, and like a couple mixtapes a year.
And you even had, I saw that they had broken into your car and took like a drive with all this music.
That was during that same time, like either right before or right after.
That's great.
And they took like albums worth of material.
That's
hella beats.
great.
I cried my eyes out. And that was actually JN's Pro Tools rig, and he roasts me to this day about getting his shit stolen.
That's so
So
crazy.
Jay, I owe you a Pro Tools rig, bro.
But that sucks. I feel like I lost an interview with Rob Markman, and I like cried. I was like, oh my god. So I can imagine.
Oh yeah, I cried
so
for sure.
much music.
I cried for sure.
How do you continue to write so much and produce?
My life experiences. If I keep doing stuff that I've never done before,
True.
I'm always gonna have stuff to rap about.
I like that.
So it really is just the things that I do in my life. Like as long as I keep elevating and living better and traveling. And,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm always have something to rap about.
Is there any like fear that you want to conquer?
Let me think. I got a couple, but
Like I want to skydive by next year because I'm so afraid of heights. Like if I get on that, I'll probably.
Yeah. I don't like that. I'm probably not gonna do that. But
You're like,
trying to think, like, I've never had a burger before. I want to conquer that.
A what?
Like a hamburger.
You've never had a hamburger?
Never in my life.
Mom, this is where I bring you in.
Yes, how can I help you?
So he's not even when he was little.
Finicky, so finicky, and to this, no.
Wait, like a
He's
hamburger.
never eaten. Hasn't had a steak. Thanksgiving dinner.
Update.
He did have a steak
steak.
just recently, but just real finicky. Just
So it
very
wasn't like you kept it
particular.
from him.
No. I was eating a steak and a burger. I eat one all the time.
My mom eats steaks and burgers like
You just
all
don't
the
like
time.
meat?
He didn't like them. No, he eats meat.
I always had a little weird thing with red meat though. I think just because it was like I saw how it was made hella early,
Oh, see, that's smart.
and
Yeah.
that put me off.
What do you mostly want to use your platform? Like, what do you think your true purpose is? Because I feel like music is the platform.
It's a platform.
But what's your
I think
purpose?
just definitely giving a certain little group of individuals a voice and some confidence, and I think that's what I stand for. You know what I mean? So just preaching to people that you could be yourself and you could still be successful, and you don't gotta be scared.
Was there ever a moment where you were that kid, like where you were scared or?
Oh yeah, I'd be in high school with a fat crush on a girl and be thinking she wasn't gonna talk to me because it's the ball player over here, it's the drug dealer over here, it's this and that. But I got over that.
Did you get the girl?
At the end, of course. Always.
I'm like, I love that.
Of course.
So what do you feel like in the time that you've been in music, which has been kind of a while now, like what have you learned from that or taken away from that?
I learned that everything goes in a cycle. I've literally watched things go in style, come out of style. I've seen artists come and go, and it's just like, dang, like for me to still be here is just like, dang. Sometimes I sit and just be like, wow, like I'm actually still rapping. Like it's a bunch of people that I know that couldn't even get on. So I just got to take full advantage of this situation.
And you have some like great fans.
Yeah. Probably the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have some really loyal
rock
fans.
with me. Like they rock with me and they throw me in a conversation with Kendrick and Drake. And like they rock with me. You know what I'm saying? So I love everybody that support me. Like, and that's the number one thing. I don't want to let them down. I want to be as good as I could be. So they could be like, yeah, okay, you heard that new Sue, that way. Like he goes crazy every time. Like
a lot of people that were from the Bay stayed in the Bay, and I feel like
we broke that glass ceiling. At a certain point in time, all the music was hella violent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's kind of going back to that right now, which I enjoy some of that music, but I'm not proud of it. I feel like we could be doing better. And it's like a light gets shined on certain things. Or I think it's hella talented artists that don't talk about those things. So I want to put that out there while we talk about it. But that was what we wanted from high school. We was like, we're going to be the ones. We're going to be the game changers. Me and P-Lo was literally sitting on my couch at home like, we're going to be the ones that do it. And we did it. You know what I mean? And now it's time to do it again, but just at a bigger level, you know? But we was just really hands-on in the culture. And I watched the culture get created from a CD player in a living room, and then we performing at the Oracle Arena. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what was that like?
I mean, God's plan. We saw it from the jump, but just to see it happen is crazy.
Do you think it was important? Did you always have like this like clear vision of where you were going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you still have like that? You know, there's always like a next level.
Yeah, I see the next level.
Yeah.
I see the next level. Yeah.
I wanna see you boss up. So you know I had to boss up. They don't wanna see you boss up. So you know I had to boss up.
Let's talk about music.
Like I said, I'm in the studio every day. I just started back recording myself again. Usually I record with an engineer.
Okay.
But I bought a laptop and a mic, and I've been recording myself. Wow. And that's been a refreshing experience. So I've been recording a lot of music, and I'm preparing a project. I don't want to say a date or a name or anything.
But there's a project.
And it's going to be on my website, IAMSU.com. Going into this next one, I'm kind of just taking my time a little bit more, really trying to craft a vision and a sound. And I think this is going to be the project that shows my growth as an artist.
You also have this show on YouTube.
Yeah, it's called Tapped In.
Yes.
So I'd love to have you as a guest.
Oh my God, yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because I'm like, I think it's so cool that like you're the artist and you're interviewing like other people.
Yeah.
Like, how did that come about, or why did you want to do
that? I feel like this is another mom idea.
I felt like I love the fact that this generation, or even me, everything is accessible.
Right.
You can have your own TV special. You can do whatever you want to do. And he was doing it already. I'm like, just set it up and make it concrete that people are expecting to see this show.
Yeah.
He speaks well. That's another quality he has. And he interviews well. You were majoring in communication.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen. So it's been really successful. Don't forget about the I Love Susie.
Yeah, so I got my little lifestyle series called I Love Susie. The shows, like me backstage at concerts, me going to do my job in different places and just going to the club and having fun. So that's another thing. It shows my life, you know.
I love that. Do you see yourself like producing more like content like that, like digital content?
Yeah, I like that. I like doing that a lot.
Okay.
I'm into that, so.
What's on your website?
So I got all my music, I got all my videos. You can buy my t-shirts, you can buy show tickets, all that stuff right there.
Yeah,
and I update it all the time.
Okay, and you have a show coming up?
I have several shows coming up. So on September 2nd, I'm going to Arcata And on the 9th, I'm going to Oakland. And then I have some show dates in between college shows, but you can't buy tickets to those. And then I'm going to Reno on October 13th.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I loved having you. I loved having your mom. Thank you so much for sharing those little tidbits. Meet the Industry on Dash Radio.